not police. Rivals. Min Jun was on his feet in an instant, pushing Eva Maria behind him with one fluid motion. The gentle lover was gone, utterly. In his place stood a commander, his face a mask of cold fury. Bruno, he barked, and from the shadows of the loggia, his own security team materialized, weapons drawn. Min Jun Kim, a voice shouted in Italian from the darkness. The Kimura sends its regards. The Bari shipment was the last insult. A gunshot rang out, pinging off the stone fountain. Eva Maria screamed, crouching low. Chaos erupted, the pop-pop-pop of suppressed gunfire, shouts, the crashing of potted lemon trees. Min Jun didn't reach for a gun. He simply stood, a dark silhouette against the lit terrace, radiating a terrifying authority. "You are on my land," he said, his voice cutting through the noise, loud and chillingly calm in Italian. "You are frightening my woman. This is a mistake you will not live to regret." A standoff. But his men were outnumbered. A large man broke from the attacking group, charging towards the terrace steps. Min Jun moved. It was shockingly fast, a blur of motion ending in a brutal, disarming kick and a crushing elbow to the man's throat. He dropped like a sack. It was not the fighting style of a businessman. It was efficient, merciless combat. In that moment of violent clarity, their eyes met. Eva Maria saw the truth laid bare in his lethality. He saw the horror and dawning comprehension in her eyes. The panic room. "Now," he ordered her, his voice brooking no argument, tossing her a keycard from his pocket. Through the library, behind the Tintoretto. "Go." She ran, not to the panic room, but out the back, into the moonlit olive groves, her sundress catching on branches. She ran towards Il Nido, her heart hammering a frantic rhythm against her ribs. She heard the sounds of the skirmish fade behind her, replaced by the distant wail of sirens. His allies or the police, she didn't know. Back in her cottage, she locked the door, her breath coming in ragged sobs. The fairy tale was over, shattered by gunfire. She was a princess in a mafia war zone. Her burner phone buzzed. A message from Lila. "Papa is sending the jet. Coordinates received. Extraction in 3 hours. Be ready." Her father's reach was long. An hour later, a single, soft knock came at her door. She peered through the curtain. It was Min Jun, alone. His knuckles were bloody, his linen shirt torn and smudged with dirt, but he stood with that same unwavering stillness. "Eva, please." She opened the door, but didn't let him in. The space between them was an ocean. "Who are you?" she whispered, the words aching. "I am the man who loves you," he said, his eyes desperate. "The rest, it's a title. A role, like yours." She froze. "What do you mean?" "Eva Maria Christina Sinclair," he said softly, his gaze holding hers. "Your Highness. My people are thorough too. I've known for 2 weeks." The revelation stole the air from her lungs. He knew. "All this time. You're capo," she breathed. "And you are a princess of Morant Bay. We are both prisoners of our inheritances. But what we have, that is our choice." He took a step forward, but she stepped back. The pain in his eyes was devastating. "I can leave it, Eva. For you. This life, this business, it means nothing. You are everything." She thought of the gun, the phone call, the brutal efficiency of his violence, the fear in her father's message. She thought of the man who braided her hair and spoke so tenderly of the light in her. They were the same man, a man forged in a world of frost, loving a woman of the sun. "You can't leave a world like yours, Min Jun," she said, her voice thick with tears but regally composed. "Not really. It would follow you. It would follow us. And my world, it cannot have that shadow. My duty is to my people, not to a life on the run." He saw her decision in her eyes before she spoke it. The capo who never begged looked shattered. "So this is goodbye?" The words were a raw wound. "This was always a fantasy," Eva Maria said, a single tear tracing a path through the dust on her cheek. "A beautiful, impossible fantasy. I will remember the man in the trattoria, not the king in the castle." The distant thrum of helicopter blades grew louder in the east, her extraction. Min Jun nodded slowly, the mask of the commander returning, but it was cracked, revealing unbearable grief. He reached into his pocket and placed the keycard to the panic room, now stained with a smudge of blood, on her little wooden table. "A reminder," he said, his voice hollow. "That my first instinct, always, was to protect you." He turned and walked away, disappearing into the pre-dawn gloom of the olive grove, becoming a shadow among shadows.